Buzzfeed Health has just uncovered one of the greatest injustices of our time. People with HIV getting turned down for sex. It's time to take a stand and slap these bigots down. When consent enables oppression, no means prejudice. This HIV-positive guy gave the perfect slapdown to someone who rejected him on Grindr. "Oh, you have HIV? I'm not ready for that kind of complication in my life," said the man on Grindr. Buzzfeed News spoke to Tom Knight about his awesome response, written by Patrick Strudwick, the Buzzfeed LGBT editor. Okay, so what was the back and forth? It's spread out in pieces across the article. Allegedly, the guy asked, "Are you clean?" Tom Knight responded, telling him that he is HIV positive. After a while with no reply, Tom messaged again and said, "If you've got a problem with that, fine, let's just not talk." Then, after a couple more hours, he finally got a response from the other guy who said, "Oh, you've got HIV? I'm just not ready for that kind of complication in my life." And Tom Knight's wicked response was to say, "Oh, you still wear flared jeans? I'm not sure I'm ready for that kind of complication in my life." Kinda weird that someone would be so aggrieved that when someone on a dating app who is clearly talking about sex isn't interested when they find out there might be risk involved. They didn't even seem particularly rude to me. But I guess the guy expected a romantic relationship or at least a quick fuck and was disappointed. At the very least, they're not trying to judge someone and say they're bad for making a decision about their sex life, are they? The interviewer asks, what did he say in response to the fashion comment? Tom Knight tells the interviewer that he said, "That's a bit immature." I said, "Me?" He didn't reply again. I see. Deciding that you are not comfortable with sex and maybe a relationship with someone who has HIV is immature. And I guess you should know better than to say no. But luckily, the aim of this article and interview is to change attitudes. The interviewer asks, when someone asks if you're clean, are you not tempted to just ignore them? Tom Knight replies, "Yeah, half of me is, and the other half feels I should challenge them. I'm open about my HIV status. I'm quite a strong person, and I can deal with most crap people throw my way about it, so I'm trying to change attitudes a little bit. I like to see where such attitudes stem from, because some people make flippant comments and don't realize what they're saying. It can be complete ignorance. It doesn't always come from a malicious place. People like him don't have any knowledge about HIV, and don't know what undetectable means, and don't realize that it means you cannot pass the virus on. Forget not hiring someone because they're HIV positive. Forget dropping them as a friend. The new injustice, the new prejudice, the new ignorance is turning down dick from an HIV positive person. And this guy wants to challenge that oppression. Oppression spread by ignorant sources like the CDC. From cdc.gov, can I get HIV from someone who is living with HIV but has undetectable viral load? Yes. Even though having an undetectable viral load greatly lowers the chance that a person with HIV can transmit the virus to a partner, there is still some risk. But alright, this is just an interview. It's not like the writer wants to push the idea that it's unacceptable to reject someone because they have HIV. That would be crazy. It would be saying you are obliged to sleep with someone even if you don't want to, just because the reason isn't good enough. Patrick Strudwick, the author of this article, Tom Knight, the interviewee, and a third person were talking about this article on Facebook. "Never read the comments, Tom," says Patrick. "I know, I just thought I'd check it out. I won't go back. Talk about a playground of ignorance," says Tom. Another person, Anthony Thomas Esposito, says, "The fact that people aren't siding with you does not make them ignorant. Sorry." Patrick responds, "Yes, Anthony, it does. Given successfully medicated HIV renders it uninfectious means there's no reason to reject someone. Sorry." Elsewhere in that thread, someone else, Simon Holford, comments, "I think his reply is uncalled for. Everybody has the right to not enter into a relationship with someone. Getting intimately involved with someone with HIV has obvious health risks. The other guy has every right to not want to take these risks." Patrick Strudwick, again, author of the article, editor at Buzzfeed Health, responds, "Simon, if you had read the piece, you'd have noticed one salient fact. Having an undetectable viral load makes a person uninfectious. So, what are those quote-unquote health risks? Do tell. Hey, why even use a condom? Like the guy says, there are no health risks. And of course, if a stranger on Grindr says they have HIV but you can't catch it, that's that. Not believing them is ignorance. When it comes to your sex life, remember, your thoughts and feelings are irrelevant. You'd better be able to justify your reasoning behind saying no, or Buzzfeed is coming for you. And I'm just going to use the end of this video to give you some of my sex advice. If you don't want to sleep with someone because you don't like their face, because they have the wrong thing between their legs for your taste, if they have an annoying voice, if they have diabetes, if they have a club foot, any reason at all, that's perfectly fine. You are never obliged to sleep with someone just because of the way they are, even if they are HIV positive and will try to shame or guilt you if you say no. But, as usual, that's just another one of my harmful opinions.